Hi, good morning. Hello, it's High Priestess Jamila. I can't be here that long, but I wanted to come in and say real quick um about your haters and people that hate on what you got and people uh that try to purposely and I'm talking about, man, that's why I always tell people keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't ever give up, because you know what? If people are trying to stop you from doing something for years and years and years, I mean, these people are just obsessed with it. You have to ask yourself, what exactly are these people trying to stop? Right? So apparently it must be some stuff that, I mean, they, wow, there must be a lot of things that are in store for you that are good. Okay. And those people want to hide those things from you. Those people want to conceal those things from you and separate you from whatever it is that you're trying to fulfill for yourself that doesn't harm anybody else. Because technically, what you do shouldn't harm other people. You know, I think that a lot of people, they look at the certain setups and the get ups, and they take advice from people that they really don't know, and then also outdated stuff, and then things that really have nothing to do with true spirituality. And so I believe that it was years ago, especially in the Black community, where we were told, love your haters. Remember when we were told that you should love your haters and you should embrace them, and you know, that was actually wrong. And I'm going to tell y'all why. And I'm going to tell y'all why it goes against God, which is essentially earth for us. Earth is our God, because it just is what it is. We live on a very abundant earth in a very abundant universe. We do. Some people have not learned that yet. So they still feel that they have to steal things from other people, try to steal people's shine, try to actually steal business from people. It's very funny to me. You ever see how a hater operates? You know, and a lot of times your haters, they have spiritual gifts where they can pick up, you know, they may even be able to sort of read your mind or either know what you're thinking. And what a hater will do is, when your mind is set on a goal, they, especially because everybody has money goals, it's all about the money, it's all about the energy, and that's just the way that it is, and it's not going to change. Okay. But what a hater will do, first of all, anybody hating on you anybody hating on your career is factually either possessed by or an agent for demons of poverty, period. Okay. That's the first thing that you have to look at. You have to understand that those people are factually under possession from demons of poverty. Okay. So that's why they hanging out around your businesses, trying to figure out what they can do to destroy you and tear you down and try to mess with your money, try to block your money. Um, and that is the number one reason. Now, if somebody just hates on you once or twice and they're not, you know, secretly, going through a bunch of changes to try to destroy you and your family, and they're not lighting candles and doing salt and lemon jars on you, then that's not that big of a deal. But if somebody is making actions and taking actions towards destroying you with a specific intent to try to mess with your money, that person is considered to be a demon of poverty because of their confusion. Because of their confusion in that moment, they are conjuring demons of poverty on this planet. Demons of poverty that, as a collective, we are all trying to keep those things sleeping and resting. How does a hater stick out? A hater sticks out in the context of they are pulling those types of entities up to the earth, and it's affecting a lot of people. In fact, for some reason, worldwide, when you look at hunger, when you look at starving children, the little starving children in Africa, little starving children in other countries, sometimes demons of poverty can create sickness. Sometimes demons of poverty will attack people and children. Demons of poverty are factually responsible for a lot of the eating disorders that we see because they don't just work to cause poverty as far as physical poverty. They cause issues to where nutrients can't be accepted in the body. So demons of poverty create a lot more problems than what people think. So if you want to treat an eating disorder, you have to banish demons of poverty. Because what a demon of poverty is going to do is it's going to cause a person to not nourish themselves. So that is the reason why. I actually did a reading for somebody just recently that is affected by an eating disorder, and what I saw was demons of poverty was causing the eating disorder. And I worked with the client, banished the demons of poverty off of her, and she's now able to eat again. So demons of poverty don't just cause poverty. They cause a lot of problems and they're causing a lot of issues. Nobody should be invoking the demon of poverty. Nobody. Even people that don't like me, that I despise, I still wish them happiness and abundance if I have to wish them anything. I don't wish anything for them at all though. Okay. I just don't give them anything at all. But if I were going to wish anything on my enemies that want to see me down and out and homeless and starving, I would wish them, I would wish them, yeah, Kinsley's mommy, people are still going with that principle and you shouldn't. If I were to come on here and I were to be a hater, like an actual real hater, like I'm not a hater. Okay. I only strike back at people that have attacked me. If you have tried to attack my business, I'm going to send that energy right back to you. Okay. But if you ain't attacked me or my business or made moves against me like that or tried to wish hunger and homelessness on my family, you're good. If you've done that, I'm going to send that back to you because right now, time is of the essence. We are dealing with the energies of Saturn all the time, and nobody wants to be a burden. I don't want to be late on my bills. I want to be able to pay all my bills on time. So if you're a grown person that is actually silly enough to be trying to destroy my company, and I know that I have rent due every first of the month, I don't have time to sit back with you and teach you how to be happy and abundant. It's not my job. My job is to send that back to you. If you try to send a demon of poverty or a spirit of poverty or ill wishes to my home, I'm going to send it back to you. Because for you to even do that in the first place means what? It means that you are a hater. And what you did was you tried to conjure that spirit and send it to me. So I don't love my haters. I hate my haters because my haters conjure the demon of poverty all the time. In fact, they're agents for the demon of poverty, the demons of poverty. I believe that these are entities that are the lowest of value. Now, if you got somebody that is in a position of power who is hurting people and they need to lose their power and money, then I think that that would be probably appropriate to bring that person down. If somebody's actually doing harm to people and harming people, then yeah, I think that you possibly would have a choice to do that. But if it's somebody that's building, somebody that's trying to take care of their family, live better for their family, make their life more stable, you know, heal themselves, mind, body, and spirit, and you're trying to kick that person down, and I've seen people do it. I've had people try to do it to me. As a Black woman, I overcame poverty, and other people wanted to rescind that. They wanted to put me back in that situation, which is sad. And I feel sorry for them because they got a lot of, eh, you know, honestly, that's like a broken mirror or something. They might as well get superstitious because those people are going to have several, if not the rest of their life, living in bad luck because you should not do that. You shouldn't do that in the first place. Is this one of the reasons why I mind my own business? Now, if you're a scam artist and you're trying to steal business from me, then I have every right to speak out. So we can't sit up here and say, well, we got to help the scammers, just let them do what they want to do. No, because you're trying to use me to scam the public. So that's the difference, right? So people that are scammers, that are using my image, name, or photograph or voice, I'm going to bring those people down completely, down to Chinatown. Okay. But on a regular, normal basis, if you see somebody that got it going on, you shouldn't be hating on them at all. And you shouldn't try to make your come up by hating on other people or bringing people down because that means that you have what? You have the demon of poverty on you. I can honestly say that I've never manifested nothing with the demon of poverty. The first several years of my business, I manifested strictly with Lakshmi. Now, you got to do research on these goddesses and gods and stuff when you work with them because I didn't find out until a couple of years ago that Lakshmi has a sister named Lakshmi that follows Lakshmi wherever she goes. If she's able to get in your house, I believe that gargoyle I got out there is keeping Lakshmi out of my house. I truly believe that. And somebody came over here and I'm not going to say who did it, but somebody came over here and turned my gargoyle to face my house. It's so weird. It's so weird. And you know what? A lot of y'all women have been telling me about your man hating on your career. And you know what? It's okay for a man to want to take care of the woman. That's okay for him to do that. However, when you want your own money and you've decided that you want a job to have your own money, that man needs to shut up and sit his ass down. He needs to not say anything to you about your money and your career. If he does, if he does anything underhanded, if he's trying to sabotage you at all, run in the other direction, because they will disguise, that demon of poverty will disguise itself as charm and enchantment. So if a man is not rolling out the red carpet for your career, he is not the man for you. He isn't. If he's not supporting you, if he's not in the energy of, well, yeah, let's get it. If he's not doing that, you need to end that relationship immediately. Love has nothing to do with it. That man has to go, because that man has demons of poverty inside of him. And you know what usually happens? Unless it's somebody that you're going to be married to the rest of your life and you can trust them with all your heart. But a man sometimes will have an intent to tear you down, tear at the fiber of your being, and put you in a position where you're dependent on him, and then dish you. And you don't know if he'll do that. A lot of women have found themselves out there completely and totally. They have. They found themselves in bad positions because of that. So if you have a job, get up and go to it. If you have a career or a business, get up and go to it. Don't let a man be your motivation, because a lot of these men, they are possessed by the demon of poverty. Any man that makes any moves to mess with your career and money, he's possessed by the demon of poverty. He's an agent. And you can love them to the moon and back, but you got to love yourself. And what you end up accepting, you end up regretting later on. Do not ever keep a man around that discourages you from your job. I don't care if it's a job at a gas station. I don't care if you work at Walmart. If that man is discouraging you from having your job, you have got to understand how obvious that is. Okay, you've got to see the obvious. You have to see through the bull crap. And I found out the hard way, honestly. I'm still going through it right now, but I'm always going to come back up. But I found out the hard way that sometimes men can try it and try it and try it, and it may take them years to tear you down. And then you end up having to rebuild yourself. But I wouldn't try to rebuild without witchcraft, because with witchcraft you can rebuild yourself within, I would say, a quicker, very quickly, especially when you have them blocked from communicating with you completely and you just shut them out of your life. You may have to bind them and do a little bit of death magic on them, because as you can see, for some reason, some of these men, they get a kick out of women suffering from poverty, which I don't even see how we can call them men at all. I had a man in my inbox speaking poverty over my children. I did death magic on him. Yeah, I did death magic on him. He was speaking poverty over my children. So that was the end of him. Okay. Because everything that I do is for my children. Okay. So, you don't ever, ever, ever stay with a man that's hating on your career. And even though, yes, you can survive with that for years, but when it hits, it's going to hit. When his bad energy and intent finally hits, with me, it took several years. Okay. It took several years, but it finally hit. And I was like, wow, Wow. But he still ain't going to win. He still will lose miserably. Okay. It's disgusting. In fact, a man is not valuable at all if he does not support your career, especially if it's a spiritual business. Okay. But all of the businesses that y'all do are spiritual. They'll have you down, have you not doing nothing, and then the next thing you know, they're not really supporting you well. And really a man that does that, you can't trust him. You can't. Oh no, no. It ain't gonna happen. But it's just the point that what kind of man like that would try to do that, and where is he gonna end up? Where is he gonna end up? He probably doesn't care where he's gonna end up. I can tell you where he's gonna end up. Okay. And even though we beg them, please don't do this. Please understand, because that demon of poverty that's inflicting these men, it makes them sick. And if a man just continuously doesn't listen, and a lot of them don't, they don't want to listen to the wisdom of the witches that keep telling them, hey, I need to banish this demon of poverty and sickness off of you. Okay. They say, I'm into Jesus. Okay. Okay. But like I said, Jesus ain't kicking in because you're still afflicted by the demon of poverty, obviously. So what the demon of poverty is going to do is it's going to make them sick. It's already making them sick. You have to check yourself before you wreck yourself. If you are running around here hating on other people's money, you could get sick and die at any time because you are possessed by the demon of poverty. You need to get some help. Okay? Gonna cause all kind of failures within your body, all kind of sickness and disease. The demon of poverty is cousins with the demon of sickness. So they're closely related. They travel together. And would anybody ever make a conscious decision to work for the demon of poverty? You think you can trust that demon? You think you can trust the demon of poverty? The demon of poverty is going to give you a job? No, it's not. It's going to always come back and bite you in the ass. Okay? Anybody that is afflicted by that and they refuse to listen, they are going to have a lot of problems. Anybody that's making any moves like that. You got to think about it. Think. See, a lot of people can't think. The demon of poverty also causes confusion and chaos, so a lot of people can't think straight. Okay? You have to be able to think about what you're doing. If you are possessed by a spirit that causes you to hate on another, what do you think that that spirit is doing to you? And for some reason, men who were taught by their Bibles, they were taught not to listen to the woman. Okay? They were taught not to listen to the woman. But they should. Because what do you see happening all the time? Social media influencers are being murdered. Women are being murdered. Black women are being murdered by black men for being successful business owners. There's been several of them that have been murdered that were in social media, that were shot down. Okay. So these men have the demon of poverty on them. Now I understand that in the black community, there's this real huge confusion. And sometimes it's being taught as spirituality to where you're not supposed to feel like earth is your home. And I think that's really sad. I think it's really, really sad that we've got people teaching that kind of spirituality. But we do have that out there. And these people are agents for the demons of poverty. And I do believe that they are interdimensional. Do I believe that demons of poverty are actually on this earth? No. They're like celestial garbage. They float above us and they afflict certain people. Okay. They afflict certain people. It's not about sacrificing the people that you love for money, because a lot of people think that it's about that. They get upset because what they do is they come at people who have aspirations and ambitions in life. They come at people and they try to ruin that for them, and then something happens to them, and then all of a sudden the said person that is successful is all of a sudden sacrificing people. They do that to Beyonce all the time. And I know there's a lot of people that don't really trust Beyonce, but I'm merely using her as an example. And the reason why is because, Beyonce, what she represents is hard work and dedication. Is pretty much, she's a Virgo. So she represents hard work and dedication paying off, is what Beyonce represents. Okay, all this other stuff, oh, Beyonce sold her soul to the devil and all this stuff. That's just a bunch of hogwash that her haters say about her. Okay. And I want to get y'all out of that habit. Do not be in the habit of hating on people that have been very successful. Don't do it, because that is an affliction that you have. While you're hating on somebody else, you should be trying to elevate yourself. Okay. Now, there's been a lot of bullshit going around in the spiritual community that I don't get down with. For example, all of us are one person and we're just mirrors of each other, all that bullshit. That's more bullshit. Because if you think that way, hey, 1EQ, hello, good morning. If you think that way, then you're going to always have identity problems. So sometimes people come into the spiritual community with identity problems. We're not all a mirror of one another. Our lives are not going to mirror each other. We're not looking at each other and looking at a mirror. That's a lie. That's a lie. Okay. I think that when the world consciousness first came up, I believe that a lot of people began to believe in that. And I don't believe in that, because there's a lot of people that I look at and I'm like, no, I'm not. You're not a mirror of me, because I wouldn't do what you do. I wouldn't make the same moves as you. I would never do that, because I have a deep level of understanding. This is the reason why people that don't like me, they don't hear from me unless they have something stupid to say about me. I don't talk to those people. I don't acknowledge those people unless they say something to me, because I don't care about what they're doing. I don't care about what somebody else is doing. It's about what I'm doing. What am I doing? What's my bottom line? They can be doing more or less than me. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. Why should that matter? It doesn't. But there's a lot of people that have that problem because they are codependent. They're not self starters. They have to feel, and there's some people in this world that have to feel that somebody else is down for them to be up. And that is fucked up. That I wouldn't want to be that type of person. That means that you're not divinely connected. Because what are you going to do whenever that person goes up? You going to kill yourself? You're going to be sad and upset that that person went up, because they didn't need you to go down for them to go up. There are some people, the way they look at life is a seesaw. Y'all ever see a seesaw? And you go up and down, and the other person is on the other side. And when you up, they down. And when they down, you up. You see what I'm saying? There are some people that's not the magnification of money. And I've dealt with people like that. And it was the most horrific thing ever. I've dealt with people that work with the demon of poverty feels as though somebody else has to be down for you to be up. That's logic of demons of poverty. And people like that can't be trusted because they will look at their closest friends and the people closest to them, and they're constantly competing. It's not life. It's not a real life. It's not no way to live to be that way. And I'll never ever deal with it again. Somebody that needs to be around people that are down so that they can come up. That's a demon of poverty. Agent, agent provocateur or something, you know? So I just, if you're going to do pure manifestation, is what I'm talking about. I can't deal with anything other than pure manifestation. And I've never been confused about that. I've never been confused about who I am when it comes to that. I don't need to, hear that my enemies are going through hell, even though it would bring me confirmation because of the way that they treated me, the way that they blatantly treated me. But in order for me to have money or to have self esteem, those things are separate. Your enemies getting karma is more of a moral issue. It has nothing to do with the energy and vibrations of money and abundance. And then sometimes your enemies can be I had an enemy. I had an enemy of mine, and she's the one that made herself my enemy. I don't go around making enemies. She made herself my enemy, right? She made herself my enemy. She ended up homeless, which had nothing to do with me because I don't do things like that. She ended up homeless, right? Why would I think that my enemy would be weaker just because they're homeless? Why do people assume that? Am I supposed to assume that just because she was living in her car that she was weaker than me? Not really, because that person can still cause destruction in your life. And a lot of people won't get that. They will literally completely miss the mark on that. A person hanging out in nature, either in the woods or by the ocean, shit, you better put in some work on that. You ain't gotta always constantly be talking to that person or communicating with that person. See, it's a lot of people that are ignorant. They don't pay attention, you know. And that enemy, I got her in my jar. Okay. I got her in my warding jar. If she ever tries to send me anything, she put a bunch of lies about me up on her website too that she still is not taking down. I got her locked and loaded. Don't care about her. Ain't got to worry about her. But it's a few people that she's attacking that literally just have no idea that she's attacking them. And they think, oh, I get to take her for granted and not care about her because she don't have a roof over her head. But that's not true. And if you ain't did the proper work or went to the proper authorities, because from the beginning when I started my company, I started writing my enemies' names down. Like, oh, okay, oh, you got a problem. Oh, you poor thing, child, who hurt you? Okay, let me go ahead and make sure that I got you in my bottle. Let me go ahead and make sure, because you could be a problem, because especially if they're in dire straits. Now, for me, I'm the type of person to where if I have a problem, I'm gonna solve it. Okay, I ain't no idiot. People was running around here. Again, in my inbox all weekend. I blocked this person finally for good. In my inbox, wishing homelessness on my family. I'm like, bro, did you know that if right now, all of y'all, and this is gonna save some of y'all's lives, if you a couple of months behind on your rent, just go file eviction, not eviction, just go file bankruptcy, baby, and rebuild your life. And you don't have to be. See, that's called practical advice from somebody that knows. Rebuild, but have a plan, have a strategic plan. And they hate that because a demon of poverty, somebody that's afflicted by the demon of poverty, they don't want to see nobody else have nothing. And these people have to cure themselves. They need a cure. Shit. The saying jealousy is a sickness, get help. Cause I've seen people have big, beautiful homes and hate on my little house over here. Yeah, Kinsley's mommy, make sure you just get them people warded off. You know what I'm saying? If they keep causing chaos in your life, then you probably want to do a little bit extra than four thieves vinegar. You may have to do some other stuff. Just do your work on them and keep it moving. But if they have managed to cause financial problems, then you don't. And I keep telling people, I'm like, why you keep saying that? Because that's the demon of poverty when it take over. And that you gonna be homeless. It's like, honey, if I didn't have money to pay my rent, like right now, if High Priestess Jamila, now I personally think you should come to me and get some money work because I can manifest you like, you know, I can manifest thousands of dollars for you within a short period of time. You just have to quit listening to these demons of poverty. I can't have a business if you believe in the demons of poverty. Okay. But you realize that, baby, buttercup, cupcake. Okay. You realize, sweetie, that if I didn't, or if it just so happened that, I could file bankruptcy, which would put in an automatic stay for my home. And that just, so they waste, so they're possessed. Didn't I say this last week? Didn't I say this last week? And they still in my inbox sending me these messages talking about that's why you homeless and they don't give people good advice at all. If you came to me right now and said, Jamila, I'm a little bit behind in my rent, I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna say, well, let's see what's going on here. But if you behind on your mortgage, go file bankruptcy. But ain't bankruptcy bad? You getting put the hell up out of your house, ain't that bad? Yeah, they trying to mess and interfere with your manifestations. Yes, they're trying to do that. Yes, they are agents of poverty. Then I can't figure out for the life of me why somebody would gravitate towards somebody that is obviously afflicted by the demon of poverty. Y'all understand this? We're gonna get to that, Kinsley's mommy. You got to understand what I'm saying here. You'd have to be a dusty woman to gravitate towards a man that is hating on a woman's career or business. Why would you think that why would you think that this person would be an eligible bachelor because you don't like money? This man is afflicted by demons of poverty and you gonna go gravitate, oh yeah, baby, that's sexy to me. That's not sexy to me at all. In fact, when I get married, which is probably going to be in another year, we're going to have several different businesses going. He going to have his business. I'm going to have mine. We're going to have sub businesses and all that stuff. Then it's a lot of them. They'll work with the demon of poverty. Y'all know that there's people that do work with, I couldn't believe it, but there's people that work with Lakshmi. But I think they mainly just show her respect, and they make her offerings of peppers and lemons and limes. They'll even make her an offering. They'll make a spicy, salty, sour dish in her honor. You know what I'm saying? They don't know nothing about money manifestation except for trying to screw over people. And I wouldn't want to do that because it's bad karma associated with that. You know, it's bad karma associated with that. I wouldn't want nothing to do with that. The moment I saw that somebody was afflicted by the demon of poverty, I said, "Oh no, I gotta go." I said, "Let me pack it up. Let me get the hell up out of here. Block, delete, bye." And he got to rid himself of them demons of poverty because the demon of poverty is gonna suck you dry. And you can tell those that are afflicted by the demon of poverty. You can tell. Okay. So I don't know what to tell them. I think that a lot of you women are going to have to make a choice right now between your secure future or a man. Because and it's not that you have to choose money over love. No. You don't have to make a lifelong decision of that. But you have to understand that if you're dealing with a man that is hating on your money, you may have to walk away from him because he's afflicted. Okay. He's afflicted. Any man that's all up in your face calling you a broke bum bitch or a broke hoe, you need to break up with him. He ain't no good. He ain't nothing to write home about. You know, in fact, it's nothing you can do for that man because he needs to do it for himself. And a lot of people say, well, maybe he's motivating me by saying those things to me. No, no, Bis. No, he's not. He's putting those energies and spirits on you that are limiting your manifestation. He's purposely trying to stop you from manifesting. Exactly. Have a secure future, have your own money, and then that will manifest a man that's not, who the hell wants a man that's doing that anyway? Just a low down, dirty, greasy dog. Reminds me of that one movie. Oh my God, and Irene Carroll just passed away. Rest in peace. Sparkle. Y'all remember Sparkle? And she hooked up with that man. Ugh, he was a greasy son of a bitch. Just a bless. She just loved that man. And then he got her hooked on dope and shit. Oh God, who wants a nasty, greasy, stinking man like? God. Now I'm not saying that all black men are like that, because it was a very terrible depiction of a black man. But a lot of them young black boys watched it and said, "Ooh, I want to be like that when I grow up. I want to get women hooked on drugs and beat their asses." You know, just oh God. And who wants a man like that? God, somebody should just shoot you. I want no damn man like that. Just greasy and disgusting. Just a grease ball. You just, I love you and I'm going to prove it to you, daddy. Get the fuck out of my house. I would put his ass up out of my house completely. You got to go, fool. Hell, your damn reign of terror is over, idiot. Might want no damn grease ball like that. Mm-mm. And don't talk to me like that. And then a lot of these men, they like, well, I'm doing this for Jesus, especially when you have a black man that calls himself trying to tear you down as a successful witch trying to tear you down. He's confused, baby, because that religion ain't made for black folk anyway. What the hell? You have an identity crisis, sweetie. In fact, I do believe that it even says in the Bible that black people are cursed. Does it not? Does it say that somewhere in the Bible that black folk are cursed? So why in the hell would you be a part of a religion that curses you? I'm still trying to, like, that's why I'm only popular among the royals. Oh God, I'm only popular amongst the royals. Stupid idiots that are too stupid to figure that out. They don't like me. They think I'm sacrilegious. They think I'm the devil. They think I'm the antichrist. It's ridiculous. And they come around, and as soon as they come around, you start feeling, as an empath, when they come around, you can just feel, because their chest is all heavy. It's like, why don't you let that go? Just let that go. But they said I was going to have everlasting life through Christ. Well, they lied, baby. They lied to you. And I don't have a problem with Christ. I just think that his image is being used to do dirt with, just like my image is being used to do dirt with. So I think that Christ is just being used as a weapon against people to trick you and to fool you. Okay, so you can believe whatever it is that you want to believe. There's a lot of people that they invest in, Christianity, and those people are considered to be pastors and preachers, but everybody else that attends the church, they having problems and struggles and money problems. And these churches, they don't have enough resources to provide for all those people. you know and I got to bring this up because I had a family member that I stayed with over in Georgia, and she had been attending a church forever, for quite some time, from the way she said it. And judging by her house, you could tell that it wasn't a good church. But apparently her daughter had needed some help with a bill, and they refused to do it. And I believe that deep down she blamed it on me, but in reality it was that church. I had nothing to do with that. So, our people are really confused about that, and it's sad because it created so much chaos. And see, if you are somebody that knows the truth, you got to get that chaos out of your life. And maybe eventually they can sit down and think. Maybe eventually they can sit down and think and say, you know what, maybe Jamila was right. But see, what they do is they get together in a group. It's almost like a congregation against you. But see, if you are a solitary witch and you're understanding what's going on, then none of those people really matter. Large groups of people shouldn't intimidate you. It shouldn't. I wouldn't give a damn about their group. you know In fact, a lot of them are They front, but they're very regretful about the things that they've done, but they can't admit it. Sometimes telling the truth is the best thing, and they front. They'll come out in social media and do all this fronting, but they won't actually tell the truth. So if they do what they do and they know it doesn't actually work out for them, right? But they won't tell you that. So in retrospect, they're lying to you. Okay. Now, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm completely transparent. Yes, even as a witch, as powerful as I am, I got compromised because of those people. And it's I already know why, and I've already done the work because there was some work that was put in. Somebody was trying to do some kind of contract on me or some shit that got rescinded and revoked. Um, but it's not going to lead you to the promised land or the prosperity that you actually want. It's not, and they know it, but they're not going to tell you the truth about it. Good old fashioned work. It don't even, I mean, the work that I've done over the past 8 years, has it been hard work? Has it been labor? Sometimes it's labor intense because I have to carry things back and forth, and I have to set up altars, and I have to do stuff like that, and I have to go run up and down the steps. Maybe I have to get something, and you have to pull stuff, but otherwise, it was just good old fashioned pure witchcraft. There was no games and tricks that I pulled on nobody. Okay. And I'm going to maintain it. I'm going to maintain it. You understand me? So, and I feel sorry for them, deeply, deeply sorry for them if they try to pull another stunt anywhere in the future. I feel deeply sorry for them because I think that, I don't think that their minds, spirits, or bodies are going to be able to handle it, the backlash that it's going to start, within their lives. Okay. Because they should have been leaving Jamila alone. Okay. And a lot of people know that, but I think that a lot of people can't speak out because they feel like, well, I don't want these people after me, and you don't have to, because it's not even that big of a deal. It's a bunch of people online with no power whatsoever. So and that's just what it is. Okay. So and but at the end of the day, my company that I started, Divine Services, it was built on pure witchcraft and knowledge of witchcraft, helping people actual real testimonials. There was no lies that had to be told. I didn't have to lie on my so-called enemies that really they're enemies, but they're not enemies, because once you've done the work, those people really are not a threat to you, but they want to be a threat so bad. And the things that would hold power over them don't actually hold power over you. So they're constantly trying to think of demeaning ways. And, I can imagine that if a man, even their father, or just any man, said something demeaning to them, it would break their minds all the way down. But you got to be unbreakable. You can't allow a man to break your mind down like that. And as a woman, I've told men, I'm like, well, you can't break me. And they're constantly trying to break you. And this is very narcissistic. What they do is they love bomb you, and then they try to break you. They take you through that cycle of that narcissistic cycle. That doesn't work on women like me. It may work on other women. Does that mean that I'm not a woman? Does that mean that I'm not feminine? So in order for me to be considered to be a feminine, divine feminine woman, I have to be able to get broken down and broken by a man. Excuse me, I'm sorry, but the simple fact is that women push men out of our bodies. And that is a simple truth that can never be refuted. So you don't even really have to necessarily, I mean, it does take strength, but it really just takes wisdom. I don't have to possess any physical, even physical strength. See that devaluation, and see that's another thing. What the play has been on YouTube is to make the black woman seem as masculine as possible, and that's supposed to be unattractive. No, actually, when a woman is being strong, that is very feminine. So being a strong woman is not masculine. Men do not own strength. That's not something that as women we should just let them take from us. Our power. We shouldn't let them do that. And it's a game that they started. They're the ones that did it. If you weren't doing what you were doing and scheming and scamming, we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now. I don't understand why they create these issues. And then when you talk about it and you let it be known, they have a problem with it. Now, a few days ago, having this discussion, this maniac of a person would be in my inbox. Well, he can't be in my inbox no more. He blocked. He blocked for life. So you got a lot of women on here that wanted to break me down. And really, honestly, y'all know that my suspicions is that those are not natural born women. Okay. Now that's my suspicion. Okay. But previously, they had their agent provocateur in my inbox. He exposed himself as being an agent provocateur because they didn't want me. They felt like this man could break me down. It's ridiculous. It is. It's ridiculous. It really is. And you know what? It's terribly unnecessary and a waste of friggin' time. Like this whole time dealing with this stupid crap that's been nothing but a waste of time and energy. I still don't understand why somebody would waste their time doing things like that when it's a complete and total and utter waste of time. I still don't understand it. I really don't. Maybe eventually they will explain themselves and tell the truth. Until then, there's probably just going to be a bunch of lies. They're not going to be honest about it because they don't have the strength to be honest about it. And strength is sometimes admitting when you're wrong about something that you did. Somebody that's able to say, you know what, I was wrong for what I did. That's an extremely strong person that should be respected. But a person that continuously makes excuses for their actions against another is very weak. Okay. And then also another thing that's very weak is for a person, to feel as though they have to try to destroy the lives of others to get somewhere in this world, and you don't. You honestly don't. And they don't like for you to, for some reason it's very childish to. They expect for you to lay down like a dog and just take it, and I still don't understand that. I honestly don't think that a lot of people in this world are dealing with reality though. I think that people expected uh they expected you to just kind of lay down and take it and accept it and feel bad about yourself. They tried to create things to put energies on you. They tried to make things that were very untrue true. So they tried to pretty much make you the real adversary against them. They tried to, because they were too weak to stand up to the people that they really needed to stand up to. So they was going to come, and assuming that you were weak, they assumed that you were weak and weak minded. And so they couldn't stand up to the people that actually did them dirty. So what they did was they tried to create or recreate you. They tried to use you to recreate their worst enemy that hurt them. And they tried to attack you and put all of the things on you that their worst enemy did to them. And I wouldn't suggest anybody do that. If they got raped, they accused you of being a rapist. If they got molested as a child, they accused you of being a child molester. If if someone stole from them, they accused you of stealing from them. Because they couldn't stand up to their real oppressors. And we're not even talking about black and white or racism, because there was all races of people doing that. All of them were doing it. Black, white, orange, green, and purple. They were all doing it. All of them were doing that same thing because they lacked the ability to actually stand up to the actual real people or person that they should have been standing up to. So that's why they threw accusations at you. Everything that happened to them, they accused you of doing. They got real deep with it and real dark with it too. Okay, and maybe perhaps the people that did those things to them have probably been dead and gone, and they still don't have the ability to stand up to those people or to stand up to what they went through and actually rise above it. Okay, and we don't do healing over here. We're healed. Okay, everybody in my circle, everybody in my collective is healed. Healing is not the problem. Okay, what we're doing at this point is exposing the truth. Okay, so that's why we're doing some really intense evil eye work over here. And that evil eye, that boy, the boy, them people with that evil eye on them. Oh my God, it's and the evil eye again. It's the same thing. It has a foundation in jealousy and hatred. So that's what we're doing as a collective in my group, or and I've noticed that though. I've noticed that they're always talking about we're healing. Well, hell, how long it take for you to heal? Because we've been healed for years. Healing is not the problem. We're healed. The problem is truth. The problem is that the truth needs to be spoken. The actual real truth. Not a delusional person's truth, but actual real truth and facts. Until that is spoken, you'll never heal. You'll never heal completely and fully. And we can tell because the moment somebody starts to tell the truth, you start crying. They start crying and lying, crying and lying. you know so I mean, what do they expect us to do? I'm trying to figure out. Well, narcissistic people typically do have expectations that don't make any sense. So, have you ever looked at a narcissistic person? They're totally in a delusion to where, none of it even makes any sense. And narcissistic people don't just hurt other people, they hurt themselves. These are people that are willing to do harm to themselves to try to harm you. These are people that will jump off of a cliff. If you told these people, hey, you know what would really get to me is if you jumped off of a bridge. Okay, that's fine. One EQ. You know, And it's just, it's weird. Yeah, they enjoy hurting themselves. They do. They enjoy it. They like it. It's fun to them, because that's really all that they've been doing for the longest time. Like I said, I had I have this stupid group of people that's hurt 40, 50, and 60 and 70 years old, still can't. Why can't you heal? You've been an open, gaping wound for years now, thinking that they could get me put out of my house, y'all. I can't handle it. I can't. Got hatred for children that don't say nothing to them. I never did understand why some of these people on YouTube have a hatred for my children. What the fuck did they do? Probably jealousy because they know that my kids are in an environment where they are loved, probably. And if you grew up in an environment where you don't feel like you were loved, you know what else? So they feel, oh, I grew up in an environment where I didn't actually feel loved. I see that you love your children, so I'm mad at your children. And that's how they feel that they're going to heal, is by harming innocent children. And that's what they're doing to a lot of y'all children, people that are attacking your babies. People that are attacking your babies, they're upset because they grew up and they did not feel loved, and they know that you love your babies. So that's why they'll try to throw shit at your kids. And then even try to convince you of why you should allow them to. That's what's insane. Sitting back watching that, I'm going to say, oh, Lord, protect all of these children that are involved. Then try to say, oh, you're included in this. No, I'm not. I would never be included in a group of people that throw daggers at each other's children. I feel sorry for all of y'all children that's involved with that. I'm wishing peace and love and protection over everybody's children that's involved with that. That's horrible. That's absolutely disgusting. Grown people doing that. And then talking about, oh, you're included in this. No, the hell I ain't. I would never. You think I would ever step into a ring of people that are, oh, I'm gonna step outside. Me and my children gonna be completely outside of that. I would destroy that whole establishment by myself. A bunch of adults, hurt, childish, crazy, insane, stupid, blind, attacking each other's children, attacking each other like it's a game. And ain't nobody in there hardly saying, hey, let's not attack people's children, except for me. And I stood alone on that. I stood alone on that. Anytime you pathetic enough to where you don't see the silver lining, to the point where you feel so low about yourself that you have, first of all, where is this inner conflict coming from? First of all, you have to figure that out. But then the people that you've started this conflict with, you started the conflict with them, and you keep the conflict going, and you're attacking their children and pulling them into that shit. Somebody attack my kids, you're gonna have to die. I'm doing death magic at that point. Because I would never, ever, ever. But see, I'm the type of person to where, I'm different from a lot of people, and I'm very loving and accepting to a lot of y'all. I just don't believe in doing that. I don't. I don't believe in doing that. You know, the moment you see somebody, when you see the established problem is that a bunch of hurt adults that can't work their shit out with each other. And the next thing you know, they're attacking each other's children. And I just recently had to address one of them that created a photograph of a little girl with a person's tongue. Oh, I enjoy cursing that person. And he had said something about me. I wasn't watching him. He had said something crazy about me that wasn't the truth. And I'm like, oh, I almost forgot about you. Ain't you the one that created that sick picture of somebody's child? Even though I don't like the child's father, I'm not a fan of the child's father. But you created a photograph of the child looked like about 4 or 5 years old in the photo. And you created a photograph of this child with a grown man with a tongue sticking towards the child's crotch. And you said something to me. Oh, now he cursed. He big cursed. He extra cursed. He extra cursed. Oh, I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it thoroughly, thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed it. You heard me? Yeah, because I thought that was disgusting when I saw it, but you know, I have a family of my own to take care of. You know, I figured that ain't my child, but it's just the point that you did it. Ew, you're disgusting. You're absolutely disgusting. When I hear grown men talking about people, that I'm like, I ain't a part of that. Cancel me out of that. Please cancel me. Please. Because nobody on this platform has the ability to do harm to me, to hurt me to the point. Definitely don't have no that's just like uh that's just like that fool that was in my inbox speaking poverty over my children. Speaking poverty over my children, speaking homelessness over my children. I never once even thought about attacking his children because it was real time. In real time, I said a prayer for his children. I said, God, please protect those children. So there's no freaking way. No freaking way. You so weak that anything goes to the point where you would violate. Let's see, if you dealing with people that have absolutely no moral code like that. Mm-mm. I don't have to speak bad on nobody's children. I don't have to speak bad on you to get something in life. I'm gonna manifest regardless. Damn, is you desperate? That's that's desperation caused by what? The demon of poverty. Why are you so weak to the demon of poverty? Why the demon of poverty control you to the point where you feel so desperate that you have to talk about people's babies and curse people's children? There ain't no there's no way ever. I remember years ago when I was involved with this years ago, and this was when I was in the crust of it. I mean, it was awful. I was in the eye of the storm. And I never forget, I had said a little slight something about somebody's kid, and my son, he looked at me, he said, Mom, he said, you know, you don't do stuff like that. He said, Mom, don't ever compromise yourself. He said, you a good person. He said, you don't do stuff like that. And I said, you know what, son, you right. That was years ago. I ain't did it ever since. I don't talk about people's kids. That's disgusting. In fact, I hope that whatever it is That demon of poverty that is over your family, I hope that you can break the ties with it, and that the stronghold can actually be broken in your family so that your children don't have to grow up that way. And y'all, it's people out there that have a little bit of money that's afflicted by the demon of poverty. They'll have all that money and will, like, if I had all that money, I'd have paid somebody to get rid of that damn demon of poverty. It's still there. You're gonna lose all your money. You're gonna be right back at square one. A lot of people that have money, they don't handle their spiritual issues with the money that they got. Instead, they keep doing the same shit. It's the same thing equivalent to taking the nigga out of the ghetto, but not being able to take the ghetto out of the nigga. It follows you. You gotta break that cycle while you have the chance. A lot of people that have money, they'll be granted money, and instead of them going and handling their spiritual business, they will go, oh, it's all gravy, but yet they'll spend money like water, spend it, spend it, spend it, until they feel up. There goes the demon of poverty and fear creeping back in. Now I got to go out here and make poverty moves and wish homelessness on kids. Wow. And you're a man and you're the pillar of the community. I don't think so. And it's sadly disappointing. You should see the disappointed look on my face. And they won't listen because only a woman, a real woman, is going to tell them that. They're going to listen to their friends. They're going to listen to their bum family, males, and men are not going to tell them make that change. Men ain't going to tell them that. But it's the best thing for them. I don't understand it. I don't understand why the black man would take a shitty position in life. As a black woman, I don't accept that position. I uphold myself to the highest of standards. And I have allowed people, simply because of my love for them, to, and I mean, it's just physical stuff. My carpet shows all of the wear and tear in my bedroom, which is about to get replaced soon. Shows all of the wear and tear of the situation is this carpet in my bedroom. That's it. Okay. They don't tell them. They don't, because men are enemies of one another. They have the curse of Cain on them. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. A lot of men have the curse of Cain on them, especially the religious ones. So that's why a lot of white men turned away from Christianity too, because it's not just black men that are cursing the Bible. White men are cursing the Bible with the curse of Cain. But they doubled down on blacks. And not only do you have the curse of Cain on you, black man, but you also have a unspecified curse of unknown origin. And they don't want to listen to the divine feminine that's coming straight from the cosmos telling them that. They rather stay wrapped up in a book. A book that merely, to me, for the most part, symbolizes the confusion. I think that there are some clarifying things. I don't think it's anything wrong with being a follower of Christ. But a lot of that stuff that they take bits and pieces of to justify the evil that they do, it was the confusion. And they went to church yesterday and became even more confused. A lot of them did. And they don't, so really a lot of them are stuck in the past. Sounds like to me that the Bible was written during very barbaric, confused times. Even though there are lessons that can be learned, mere lessons, they want to bring that into current time. And you can't do that because time's always, I don't understand it. And then they'll say, well, nobody likes you. We're not your friend. Fine. Fine. Get off of the damn horn talking about me then. You don't like me, but my name is always in your mouth. You don't like me, but you're always talking about me. Okay, whatever. So I just, hey, and I just, for me, kind of I wouldn't say I'm a loner, but I'm very particular about people, especially very particular since this past weekend. I said, oh hell no, uh, all hell to no. It is crazy person. And I'm not gonna, because if I were to take screenshots of it, I could really, really embarrass and expose this person for allowing people to get him down low like that. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Because I could expose how, God damn, what is wrong with you? I'm not gonna do it, you know. And then, the people that certain people are subservient to, they love it, they relish in this person's misery. Like, why would you? What? They feel good about the fact that I'm saying this about you, that you've fallen from grace. They feel good about that. But you focus on me, the person that literally had to defend myself against you. You focus on me and what I'm doing when I'm literally defending myself again. So y'all, it don't make no damn sense. I'm getting ready to light up this evil eye deflection bottle and then our work that we did. And it's so sad, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to you to the point where I'm not even gonna discuss it anymore. I'm not. I'm not even gonna discuss it anymore. Okay. I'm sitting up here saying that I'm attacking this person and that makes your fake friends feel good. But yet you still stay oppressed and loyal and beaten down by your fake friends and family. Like I can't, y'all. I can't. It made that person feel good. It makes them feel good that I had said what I said on my other channel. Oh my God, I feel so good that they're fighting or whatever. We're not fighting. It's just not nothing going on there. It's not a fight. It's over. No fight, just over. But the point is that you felt good about that. You felt good about that while that person was ultimately doing you were doing their bidding, and they're happy about the fact that now you're gonna get my wrath. They're happy about that. you know Makes them feel good that I'm gonna make you suffer. Ain't that crazy? And then a lot of them will say it's the black woman. Your black women ain't about nothing. You're black. No, it's well, I guys, come on now. What they got to do with black? You just ain't right. You know what you did. Black don't have nothing to do with that. If you was a white man, I'd do the same thing to you. What you talking about? You black, you black women are always hating on us black men. And I'm sorry, you the one that was hating on me, wishing poverty and sickness to me and my babies. You know I ain't got no sense. What am I supposed to do? So as a black woman, I'm just supposed to allow the black man to just beat me down mentally and psychologically and spiritually? And then even after having a sensible conversation with some of them, they still don't get it. I think it's a legit comprehension problem. Instead of just saying, okay, I understand what you're saying. Don't you am I making myself perfectly clear right now? Does everybody, like, not everybody here is going to understand what I'm saying. But am I making perfect sense right now to where it don't matter what race you are, what age you are, I'm not going to let you attack me. Oh, but you're supposed to just let me do this. Just let me do it. What the hell are you, Stewie? Y'all remember Stewart? Do y'all remember? Y'all remember Stewart Child from Saturday Night Live? Just let me do it. Just let me do it. No, seriously, what I'm saying makes sense. And why can't they say, you know what? Hey, I did that. That's what a real man does. That's what a real person does. No, they just stick with the programming. You bitch, you hoe, you bitch, you hoe. After you have a sensible conversation with some of these men, especially the black men, and they say, bitch, hoe, fuck, shit, da, piss, shit, da. It's like, oh, okay, so I see you have a legit comprehension problem right now. And then they'll say, I want respect. This what I want you to do. This what you would have to do to get an out. I'm not gonna have sex with you, no, ill, ever again. But in order to receive respect from me, you have to understand exactly what I just said to you, understand why I said it to you, and then never do the messy stuff that you did ever again. That is when I will give you my respect. I'm not going to give you any sex or money. I'm not giving you nothing. You don't get my body or my money. You don't get none of my Venus or my trust or any of that. But I will at the very least say, you know what? Finally, this person got it. God dang. Because for some reason, at some point, it was assumed that people are just supposed to bow down and respect you and submit to some stupid stuff that's not based in reality, royalty, or any of that. Just some stupid stuff. And I'm supposed to say, well, that's daddy. No, not when people's shit is on the line. No, not doing it. Not when myself and others and a fraction of the world that I oversee, not when they are on the line and my family is on the line. I'm just supposed to be stupid like you. And I believe that, hey, let me tell y'all something. When you have a man displaying stupidity, you better banish the demon Gop. That's who you dealing with is Gop. GAAP. Somebody done conjure Gop on that person. They don't have no real protection. Gop renders men stupid and infertile. That's who they using. There's another one. I can't think of that demon's name, but Gop is one of them. He renders men stupid. So if you use him for your dark workings, he can, him and his legions behind him can possess men and make them stupid. I feel like that's another demon that we probably shouldn't be invoking. I suppose that he has his purposes, so respectfully, I would, well, I guess I would if I wanted to get vengeance or if I had to get past something, but that's what's afflicting you is God. It's a demon or either one of his minions that done took over your mind to the point where you can't even comprehend. Guys, I don't understand it. I really honestly don't, and you know what? It's not really for you to understand. It's not, because when you have good sense, you're not going to understand it. Y'all should read up on that demon. And I think, is it Gop or is it Asmode? I think they both do the same thing. But I think that Gop, you can create fake friendships and fake love with Gop. So, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get why people don't educate themselves. I think if you're going to read the Bible, you need to read the Goesha too. But that's why people like that really can't understand that wisdom, because if they read the Goesha, they would do something stupid with it. So just keep reading the Bible and just get dumber and dumber. I can't with it. And then they'll say, well, I believe in God and I believe in Jesus, but I don't believe in all those demons and stuff. You better believe they're very real and they've been documented. Okay. Yeah, I think it may be GOP that actually creates false love too. That would be GOP too. So you gotta, especially if you're in the spiritual world, you gotta learn about your demonology too. You gotta learn about these demons. I don't, and people will call me stupid, and that's because they stupid. So I know all about them. Okay, so I really don't understand. I think that when a person is afflicted by that demon, though, Kinsley's mommy, they will try to pass that stupidity, that inability to think straight, that just goofy. I mean, that whenever you see some goofy ass shit happening, in fact, I think that GOP is afflicting half of the damn ghetto. It's GOP. Oh, I listen. I'm gonna tell you what protects you universally from that would be the Seal of Solomon, but then also the Pentacle will protect you from those demons. Okay, it will. However, if you're sleeping with a man that has certain demons on him, you can get afflicted by those demons. So, I'm just like, yeah, and they try to sell it, but I'm not buying it because honestly, I don't give a damn about no sex. I'd rather go without sex. I'd rather just have sex with myself and masturbate than to fucking deal with some of these men because they be doing some stupid shit, and I can't have no stupid man up around me. Mm-mm. I can't have no stupid ass man around me. No. And it's sad. And you know what? At some point, you loved them, you felt sorry for them, but then they got cocky and fucking arrogant. They done pissed you off, and it done said something to piss you off, and they won't listen to you because you're a woman. Especially a lot of these Christian men, you see them running around here. They getting flambéed, talking about I don't believe in witchcraft, and half of their eyes falling out of their damn face. I don't believe in witchcraft. I don't believe in none of that. It's ridiculous, man. I'm not saying don't be Christian. If that's what you want to do, then do it. If that's what makes you feel safe, then do it. But I'm saying that sometimes you have to kind of go beyond that and look at what the hell is going on and be educated. If a Christian person came to me and said, "Oh my God, my kid, my son is in school. All of a sudden his grades are failing. All of a sudden he's hanging out with the wrong crowd. All of a sudden, he's sleeping around with a bunch of people." I'm going to venture out to say that somebody invoked God or maybe even Asmodeus or some demons onto your child. That's what I would venture out to say. See, that's what a witch is going to say to you. They're not going to say, "Oh, well, these children, with the color television and stuff, that girl, he going to be all right." Next thing you know, in 10 years, the child is in and out of jail. Started out very intelligent. Now they can barely read and are doing drugs and brain damaged. That's why I don't worry about it. I'm just, y'all, seriously, that's why I don't fucking worry about it. You know what I'm saying? When people want actual real help and they want to heal themselves and they want to help their family, that's what they do. They come to somebody that knows about that instead of saying, "Oh, you're just a devil worshiper, you're worshiping the devils." What? Because I have knowledge, because I know about demonology. What? Okay, boo. I can't. Shit, somebody tried to conjure that demon on my family. My whole family. Somebody tried to conjure that demon on my family when I was pregnant with Jacob years ago. Tried to mess up my kids and stuff. And they got some terrible karma for that too. So anyway, y'all, I'm just speaking facts. You know what I'm saying? Hell, not fantasy. As far as with Jezebel, I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Jezebel because I think that Jezebel is sort of a reflection of Lilith in a sense to where she is that carnal nature of the woman, but I think sometimes it can be overdone, kinda. I think that if you have Jezebel balanced, you know what I'm saying? But I think that some people, it's an oversaturation of it. Jezebel represents sensuality, sex, money. She is a dark goddess. And I don't hate Jezebel, but what I don't like is that is when it is oversaturated and it's almost like those energies, she's still a mystery to a lot of people. But when you think about it, you know what I'm saying? Uh Jezebel can either curse you or bless you. And I think that people can absolutely conjure that Jezebel spirit onto you. and put like a Jezebel curse on you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I think that people need true protection from curses. And I'm sorry, just throughout the years, I be sitting up here seeing people they whole life, not ever getting what they want, not ever going anywhere, getting sick, dying, shot, stabbed, beaten up, fucked up, miserable. And then they'll say, Jesus, and I'm Christian. See, that's where I'm going to put two and two together and say, wait a minute. So you got all this bad luck and stuff happening to you, but, but, and you actually believe that, well, Jesus may be protecting your life, but your life sucks. Fuck, it sucks. I didn't think that Jesus meant for him to just keep you alive so you could fucking be miserable. I believe that Jesus said go beyond. And I think that's probably why they killed him. Because I truly believe that Jesus was a witch. He was a healer and a miracle worker. And I believe that he was just like you, just like me, a lot of y'all that say the same thing. But I think that they killed Jesus because I think that he was doing too much. You know what I'm saying? And they felt some type of way about him. And I also believe that Jesus came back as Lucifer already because both of them say that they are the morning star, that they are the light bearer. So, you and it's fine for you to have the opinion that you want, but clearly they don't feel content in their religion because why they got their panties and drawers in a bunch over the witches. So you're a believer of what you believe in, but yet you keep chasing us witches down, watching our videos, listening to us, and then psychically attacking us. So if you really believe in your God and you believe in what you're saying, then how the fuck am I a threat to you? How the fuck is witchcraft a threat to you then? Or if it's really the way that it is during the Bible times, Jesus said, I'm only going to save 144,000. And maybe that number is very real. I don't know. It ain't for me to know. I'm pagan. So, I don't understand why people do the stuff that they do and say the things that they say and the moves and the actions that they make. And if they feel content and grounded in their spirituality, why are they all in a tizzy over us? When in reality, they're the ones that are confused, compromised, and they are conjuring. Like when you see a bunch of men, and that's what we see all the time, a bunch of men trying to conjure demons of poverty on women, and I'm supposed to trust what the fuck you say? I'm supposed to be trusting in what you're saying when you have no control over yourself and you hating on me as a woman, and then especially when you ain't did nothing but tried to help that person and did what you knew in your power to help that person, and they just like a possessed person. It's just like Reagan on The Exorcist. I'm the priest and you're the possessed person, and I'm trying to help you realize, and you're scratching and biting at me and clawing at me like you done lost your mind. So it just is crazy. It really is. I don't get it. And if you don't believe in what I'm saying, if you don't have an opinion of that, but I think that they really do agree with what I'm saying, but they want me to believe what weakens me. See, that's another thing y'all got to watch out for. It's your enemies that have the same exact knowledge that I'm speaking about. but they want you to believe in weakness. They want you to believe in everything that weakens you. They'll be sitting up there like surrounded by candles in a damn jigsaw, surrounded by candles, conjuring shit on you while telling you go to Jesus and believe in the Bible and don't mess around with witchcraft. They will tell you that. Why? Because they want you to be put in a weaker position than they are so that they can take advantage of you. And that's the one thing that I recognized about them. When they thump the Bible at you, the reason why they're doing that usually is because they already have plans of taking advantage of you and putting you in a weaker spot, putting you in a weaker position, or trying to. And I'm just saying, like, right, they want leverage. They want you to give up your knowledge and to be a good little sheep while they be the wolf and eat everything. That and you know what? You cannot refute that because that's exactly what they're doing. That's why they go around here saying, "Well, you're bad for being a witch." And it's like, well, what the fuck? I helped like 6 people this week. I had a total of 6 people that told me that I changed their lives for the better. I have hundreds of testimonials from people that said that I made their life better. So what are you talking about? Am I supposed to believe you or me? So then that's when they start to try to get into, oh, I want to control your mind and use the Jedi mind trick on you. And a lot of y'all, my suggestion is to make sure that, when or if you leave this earth and you do have generations of children and grandchildren to leave behind, that you already lay down the foundation so that you're not leaving your children with nothing, nothing that they can use in life. If you don't teach your kids magic, they have nothing. That's why a lot of us are trying to journal. We're trying to write all this stuff down because God forbid we leave this earth, even though I do believe that we all have the power of immortality. But whenever we do leave this earth, when we decide to do that, we need to make sure that our children are not left naked with no knowledge and just stupid so that people can take advantage of them and make them sacrifices and put contracts out on them. People are selling other people's souls. People are doing soul selling. And if they think you ignorant or unprotected, they will try to do that to you. So yeah, you do need to teach your kids magic. You do need to teach them the truth. Otherwise, your kids are gonna be naked. That's the word. You're gonna leave your kids on this earth naked with no knowledge whatsoever. And that's really, really sad, which means that you don't have no love for them. You don't really have no self love and you don't have no love for your children when you're doing that. And race does not matter with that. And then Halloween, Old Hallows Eve, is a very important holiday for us. And I got a tree in my backyard with a hollow in it too, y'all. That's why I love this house and I'm gonna cry when I leave this house. Whenever we move, I'm gonna cry when I leave this house. In fact, I'm gonna do everything that I can to buy this house. The land that I live on to me is very sacred. I have a tree with a hollow out in the back. I've got sweet gum trees. Very, I mean, it is this land that I live on is so beautiful. But it just is not properly located because I need to be by the water. But I would love to buy this house. Honestly, I really, really would. And I want to make that happen. But we got our own men. They don't want us to buy houses. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with a man that doesn't want me to have my own? Like, they wasn't doing it back then, like that back then. Either a woman owned her house, or it was passed down from her father, or something, or her family. In these days, because our fathers have been so compromised, women have to buy. So they want to demean us. They know we have a plan to buy a house, and they'll say, oh, you don't. I have a man right now that was in my inbox. He knows damn well why I want to buy a couple of houses in my life. I don't want to be a real estate investor, but I do want to buy a couple of houses, right? He knows that I want to do that. He's been listening to me talk about it for years. But yet he came to me and he said people like you don't know the value in owning a house. I said, "What the hell are you talking?" I said, "What the hell? Who are you talking to?" I was thinking of what are you trying to be very upsetting to me? It was totally ridiculous, y'all. It really was. Like, it was just really, and it was and it was, again, it was the goddamn Twilight Zone. I had to block this person. It was too Twilight Zone-ish. I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it. And most people feel, listen, most people have become quite delusional because of the pandemic. But just because you own a house does not mean that you're necessarily more stable than somebody that's renting. Because what's real is that the only reason why those banks were not foreclosing on those properties for about a year is because of the pandemic. Banks will move forward in foreclosures within a couple of months. So you have a false sense of security, or either you're trying to portray yourself to have a false sense of security over me, when we know that even if you are purchasing a home, you can be foreclosed and put out on your ass within a couple of months, just like a renter. So we're not going to sit. I mean, you may have equity in that house. Okay. You may have equity in that house. Yes. Depending on how long you've been living there. Okay. But at the end of the day, there's no guarantee that, even if you put your house on the market, there's no guarantee that you're going to get what you requested for it. So it's still a slippery slope. So don't try to, like, this man has literally been trying to create this insecurity in my heart and soul because he owns a house and I'm renting. Like, really? Like, this seems lame to me. Really? Really? Just trying to use any and everything to try to make me feel low about myself. Even though, when I moved from my old house into the hotel and into here, it was my roadmap to buying a house. And this man constantly trying to throw boulders and stuff in front of me, literally trying to put up blocks. And I don't understand why. Well, actually, I do understand why. Because you can, even if you have money and you drive a Mercedes Benz, you still are afflicted by the demon of poverty. And you're just projecting it to me. Because what are you supposed to be, the only one in the whole world? Like, you want to be the only one in the world to accomplish something? Or do you just want to be better than me? Or how about this suggestion? Why don't you just forget I ever existed? Because that's really what I want at this point, is for you to forget I ever existed. Because I'm trying to forget you ever existed. I'm just keeping it a buck, y'all. Because I'm tired of it. I don't like nobody trying to be demeaning to me. That's not necessary and that's not fair. Because I'm not like that. I'm very supportive and loving to people, and I will never change. I will never change, you know? And yeah, there's a lot of people that grew up with that kind of dysfunction, like in their family, but I'm breaking those chains because what I just described is what happens within these dysfunctional families that people still haven't handled. And it's like, well, why don't you break the cycle? Why do you keep coming at me like that? Why do you keep doing that? I don't like, y'all, I've sat up here and tried to figure it out for so long why it's so pathological. But the reality of it is, y'all, is that in order for you to get rid of the demon of poverty, you can't pray it away. You got to banish it. And prayer does work sometimes, but I guess it would depend on who's praying for you. I guess it would depend on who's praying for you. Okay, is what I would say. Because I don't understand these people. I really don't. And I didn't understand exactly what it was that, but what I realized was that, yeah, you're just afflicted by the demon of poverty, apparently. And you're trying to pass that on to me because otherwise, why would we be having this conversation? And all I've ever said to this person was, good, great. You're going to do great things. And I'm going to help you. If you need my help, if you need me to cast something for you or to do anything for you, and then came right back and tried to bite me in my ass, and I had done nothing to that person. So sad. I'm like, I haven't done anything to you. What are you tripping off of? And then, this is the kind of shit that we're dealing with. It's really sad. I'm like, I haven't done anything to you. Why are you attacking me? Why are you attacking me right now? What did I do to you? Can you explain to me exactly what the hell I did? Because you know what? I'm going to tell you something. The way some of these people grew up is that literally nothing had to be going on, but they may have had an unstable mother or either unstable family members that were around them, and literally nothing was going on. And then all of a sudden, because they didn't have their houses demon proofed, their homes were not demon proof. Hey, Bubby. Hey, so basically, what would happen is that if a demon would pop up on those people, all of a sudden chaos would ensue. And you'd be like, where did this chaos come from? And I can promise you that it would come from demons. But nobody knew how to get rid of those demons. So it's a bad habit of just all of a sudden flipping out for no damn reason. Ain't nothing happened. Just yelling and screaming out of the blue. Demonic possession, not understanding, not having any control. You don't have no sigils written in your house. You really don't have anything that is protecting your family from that. And you're trying to convince me that that you're protected, but in reality you're not, because all of a sudden here you are with this chaos and you're bringing it to me, and that's just the reality of it. Because if it's one thing I do not ever do, y'all, and my kids can attest for this, they ain't never witnessed they mama just all of a sudden flipping out. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, just all of a sudden chaos, just bam, like a damn asteroid done hit all of a sudden. And just all of a sudden everybody fighting, and somebody calling somebody a bitch or a hoe or a skank, and just a bunch of bullshit happening all at once, and they don't know what's wrong with them. They all possessed, and some people grew up like that, so it's normalized for them. I don't have that kind of crap going on. Just all of a sudden a bunch of damn chaos and craziness. So I don't allow people like that to be in my inbox. You blocked and you ain't getting back in my inbox. You learn how to control yourself. Get rid of them family demons that you got going on. Because honestly, a lot of y'all have family demons and they've been residing over your family for the longest and can't nobody figure that shit out. And a lot of y'all that cut ties with y'all family is because of that. And you understand why you can't even really associate with them, because what they're going to do is they're going to call you with that demon riding their back or riding their head. And that's the same as some of these spiritualists. Now, the reason why I'm speaking about this right now is because I'm educating you guys on something you need to be educated on. But a lot of the people that all of a sudden they got hatred and visceral for Jamila, and I'm like, well, I'm sitting over here trying to mind my own business, and that's what that is. It's something that done touched down in your home that's attached to your family that you need to deal with. Why are you coming to me about anything? Because 9 times out of 10, all I did was banish your bad energy off of me and went on with my day. That's all I did was banish your bad energy off of me and went about with my business. That's all I did. I can promise you. In fact, a lot of these people that all of a sudden you did something and I got to say something to you, and let me tell you something, Jamila. Let me tell you something, Jamila. And it's like, no, let me tell you something. You got a generational bloodline curse on you, boo boo. Because all of a sudden, out of the blue, I don't even know you. How the hell I don't even know you? And I done did something to you. I ain't never touched you. I don't have a fingernail. I don't have a hair. I don't have a personal item of yours. I done told you several times to move on and just go on about your business. But I'm doing something to you. Like, make it make sense. So anyway, y'all, I gotta go because I gotta order this stuff. I got a really, really very good ritual that's coming up for the circle today. And I think you guys are really, really, really gonna love it. So I gotta get prepared for that. And so I will be seeing y'all later. Okay. But yeah, that's exactly what that is. And okay, fine. You don't like me, you have a problem with me. Can you just let me do my thing and leave me alone? Why they all up in our business? Why they running around here still dropping photos and just displaying photos of people and all that stuff? What's that about? What's that for? What does that do exactly for you? Nothing. And we're gonna make sure it don't do nothing for you. I had somebody ask me, who do you think you are? I'm the woman of my house. I'm the woman of my earth. What are you talking about? I'm not trying to run you. You do it the way you want to do. Just don't bring it to me. If you don't want to go by the same principles and values of me, I'm not going to try to force you. Just don't bring it to me ever. Because what I do has been working for me for years and I ain't going to change it. And no, I don't need your advice. Because narcissistic people, what I notice that they do is they'll start some stuff and then try to tell you how to handle it. I built my company, Divine Services, for years, and then all of a sudden, the very same people that were trying to tear down my company tried to put themselves in a position where I needed their freaking advice. I'm sorry, have you ever built a company? Not yet. Have you ever built a spiritual business? Not yet. So what? How can you tell? What are you gonna tell me? Okay, y'all, I gotta go. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good one. Have a good week. I'm getting ready to invoke my wolves and stuff in our protection. I haven't done it yet. Usually I do it at the witching hour, but I was asleep, so I wasn't able to do it at the witching hour last night. But I'll be doing that today and everything. So I'll be seeing y'all later. Y'all have a good day. Okay. Blessings to y'all. Bye bye.